Hasn't Sonic looked good since the first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they fixed him.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't remember that first time?
I remember that.
Do you feel like they was playing or they was serious?
Meow? Oh, come on.
Watch out, Chelsea going for the switch. I just wanna burn for a miss.
What is up? Welcome to Those Indie Geeks. My name is Q.
Oh, my bad. I'm just right.
You were dancing a little too much.
I got caught up in the middle.
You was dancing a little bit too much for I was like, what are we getting on? I'm gonna have to put something there. Editor, put something there. Okay.
He got the meth pipe from Century.
He had the meth pipe from Century, which is crazy. So top 4 MCU movies for me, because I never said mine the last episode, and I said I was gonna say it this episode. Top 4 for me. Ooh, in no particular order: No Way Home, Shang-Chi. And are we just talking about ones that have been good since Endgame? Was that the?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I personally put the list at what I would. I said I had 4 over Thunderbolts, so I would put Thunderbolts at 5. Yeah.
So No Way Home, Shang-Chi, OG Avengers.
Huh?
No, we're still talking. We're talking after.
Only Phase 4.
Only Phase 4 and Phase 5, I guess.
Phase 4 and Phase 5
now.
Okay, dang. No Way Home, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, and the whatever Amanda. Yes. Good God. I barely remember.
You put that over Thunderbolts?
Yes. I would put Eternals in there.
Okay.
And not
really?
Look, because I'm being controversial.
You're a kid. You get out.
No, and here's my only thing for that, because we have to do this within the confines of Phase 4 and Phase 5, right? I'm gonna replace Eternals with Guardians 3 because I was just playing.
We're not including that in the clip.
I'll accept that, but
Guardians 3.
Well, he did say this is in no particular order, so.
No, I'm not saying a ranking. I'm not giving a ranking, but like, yeah, I would put those as my 4. Like, No Way Home. What did I say? No Way Home, Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, Guardians 3,
and then Thunderbolts.
I say
New Avengers. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, in everything else, like they still call it Thunderbolts, but they're just ripping off the poster names and calling it New Avengers. They haven't changed the name to New Avengers.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that poster of Stitch ripping the Thunderbolts? Yeah. There's a poster of like Stitch
Disney,
ripping through the New Avengers poster.
When you have the full might of Disney behind your advertising, bro, just taking a character like Stitch. It's taking a character like Stitch.
But so like a lot of people were excited for the Lilo and Stitch movie, but then apparently like there's some new things that have come out that like they're not excited anymore. Apparently like they stopped, like in the movie they were supposed to talk about like the negative effects of tourism in Hawaii, and like now they don't mention it at all or something like that. I don't know. The movie's not even out, but people are saying like there's like these references are all taken out.
There was a couple of things that happened. Like the girl who's playing Lilo is apparently not Islander, and
that's also one
thing.
They
were mad about that.
Yeah.
And
so people are like the hype for it went down.
Her sister, neither is her sister, and
that's not
which I was just like, it would be super easy to find really good actresses that have that lineage.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But okay. Okay, Disney, what are we doing? And I'm not bad mouthing Disney, so don't freaking content.
That's like casting Moana and not getting somebody from that movie.
Y'all suck. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
The words and actions in this
Prodigal
video
is
are
no
not
longer a
associated
part
with
of
any geeks.
But outside of that, yeah, no, I don't necessarily know about all the controversy with it. I actually am a little bit excited for the Lilo and Stitch live action movie. Stitch doesn't look bad.
No, he does not.
None of the alien
clean.
parts. Yeah, it looks clean
clean
as heck. I think they learned their lesson from Lion King. They're like, we can't make this too realistic.
Right.
But
Lion King and Sonic. Sonic looks good now too.
Yeah, they made Sonic like a cross between like this is obviously a cartoon character and something that could be like a cartoon in real life.
Right.
But hasn't Sonic looked good since the first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they fixed him.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't remember that first time?
I remember that.
Do you feel like they was playing or they was serious?
When that initial trailer?
Right.
I think they were serious.
I think they were.
I think they were serious.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Because they were all like, this is gonna do so good. This is gonna do so good. Because they had that trailer out for a long time before they did anything.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I'm like, nah, they were back in that. They're all like, Knuckles is gonna look like Bob Marley.
Facts. if Sonic looked like that,
Bob Marley with red dreads coming out talking about stuff.
So one other movie that we were because you said that Lilo and Stitch are like they would have learned their lesson from what movie did you say? Lion King. But I was also thinking about Snow White, the whole Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot thing.
I didn't even bother.
I didn't watch it. But I just realized that Mark Webb directed that, the director for Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, dang.
That's crazy.
That sucks.
Directed what? Lilo and Stitch or Snow White?
No, Snow White. I did not realize that. I did not know that was the same
First of all, hold on. It's 2025. Who is watching Snow White? Let's be real.
Unless you're gonna watch the original.
Who's watching Snow White in 2025?
Unless you're gonna watch the original, which was the classic, which they still have up on Disney Plus.
Right.
I mean, look, if they do Snow White correctly, like, I mean, it's a classic fairy tale. Like, why wouldn't you watch it?
Why are you defending all these sus things?
No, I'm just saying, like, I mean, if they want to do remakes, that's fine. Look, I have no problems with remakes or anything like that, right?
Just raise. He's gonna watch Dandadan. He's gonna watch Dandadan and be all like,
no.
What the heck is Dandadan?
No.
Wait, what is Dandadan?
Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
don't worry.
He doesn't. Prodigal doesn't watch the episodes that don't have him.
It's one of those
old head episodes that don't have him because he would know what Dandadan is.
Is it one of those old head shows that y'all used to watch?
He would know what Dandadan is,
not old.
But he doesn't watch. He doesn't watch. He doesn't watch the episodes without him in it. So.
But yeah, no, I just have no problem with it.
No, I'm not knocking remakes. I'm just saying Snow White was like, wasn't Snow White like the first animated Disney film?
Yeah,
that was
in 2025. Unless you're watching the OG. The
very first Snow White was not. I think that was Steamboat Willie. Either Steamboat Willie or
no. I mean the first
feature film.
Yeah.
I think that was
first animated feature film.
Fantasia, the one with the hat.
Q said, "Let's go back to the '40s real quick, y'all."
Because he's saying
Fantasia came out before Snow White.
Yeah,
I know what he meant though, but
So that's my thing. And speaking of
Fantasia
episodes
didn't have any talking parts though.
Okay, speaking of episodes that Prodigal doesn't watch because he's not in them. We talk about a lot of anime when Prodigal's not here, and we just happen to get him to watch Solo Leveling. Finally.
Yo, why are you smiling and rubbing your hands like Birdman over there, my guy?
Man.
Yo, I'm getting
good right now.
I'm getting freaked out right now.
It's that good of a show. That's why.
I'm getting a little creeped out over here by Just Race, bro. Bro is looking at me.
Yeah, no, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts.
Yo.
That's wild.
That's extra, bro.
I want to hear your thoughts because you're super critical of like every little thing that we watch. So I want to hear this.
I'm not critical. I'm just more like give me a reason to watch it, because I don't watch things that easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be like really. Like, first of all, I already said this in the chat, but I started watching Blacklist, so let's talk about that. No, I'm just kidding. Yo, by the way, though, I'm just saying, but we'll get into Solo Leveling, but I will say, Raymond Reddington, best character written for TV.
You reaching, but Raymond Reddington is fired.
James Spader?
He's fired.
He's fired. Like, he just jumped to the top of my actor list, man. He's amazing. I can't
not cold, but we talking about Solo Leveling.
Hold on, 1 second.
Leveling.
Look, I'm just saying, James Spader, cannot wait to see him again as Ultron in Vision Quest. That's all. Okay. Solo Leveling. So I watched 2 episodes. I know there's like 2 seasons of it, and I know like each episode is like 20, 25 minutes, which I really appreciate. I know that animes can go, like, each episode can get pretty long, right? Like an hour.
No.
That's
not a normal trope. I don't know where you got that from.
Anime is normally like 20 to 25 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
No
15
way.
in some cases.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like it was longer? Anyway, all right. Well, cool.
You're thinking Disney Plus shows.
Or maybe sorry, I'm also thinking like duration, because like, is there another season of Solo Leveling coming out, or is it just those 2 seasons?
They haven't announced.
I mean, they're working on the 3rd season. They're probably not going to come out.
I know like
2027.
animes have like a bunch of like, I mean, Naruto is like really long, DBZ is really long, like Yu-Gi-Oh is long, like, you know what I'm saying?
You're naming anime that are like old. We're talking about Solo Leveling, which is newer, which they go by a different formula nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays the pacing's a lot quicker. Ain't no filler. It's just straight to content.
So I watched like the first 2 episodes, and I'll admit, like, the plot, like the I guess the background and everything is like really compelling. I don't know who's the main character again. I don't know how to say it.
Jinwoo.
Jinwoo. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
Jinwoo.
Dude, he's like very innocent. Like I feel bad for him in the first 2 episodes. Like, you know, it's pretty kind of disappointing to see like where he's coming from, and like what, you know, the stuff that, you know, he's trying to take care of his mom, he's trying to pay for his sister's tuition and all of that. But bro was actually smart, right? So that whole dungeon scene, and like him like analyzing, and like him actually leading these E rank hunters, E rank or D rank.
The rest of them
are like C and D. Sorry, I'm sorry, D, C, B, like whatever.
He sucks.
Yeah, he's trash, right? But he's got the brains, right? And so he's basically the last one there. And so yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see where it goes. I'm actually looking forward to it. I didn't expect it to be so violent or bloody.
I don't think anybody who didn't read the manga expected it to be so bloody.
Yeah, I was just like,
because it was cool up until that point, and it was like, whoa. This
is actually like that huge statue of the king, whatever, the god. Like when he's like, when that bro smiled, I was like, hey, yo, that is.
I was watching it in the dark. And I took my eyes off the screen. To reach and get something, and I turned back, and that joker.
Yeah, no, that man was creepy.
What is
happening?
Yeah,
it looked like no big deal on that one poster. I'm kidding.
Well, that's.
I'm kidding.
That's the album cover for one of his albums, right? I forgot what album that. Oh, the lowercase tapes. The lowercase tapes,
bro.
Yeah.
Not as expressive, but
I know. But yeah,
that didn't scare me. The Soul Leveling thing scared me. That was kind of wild.
So I guess, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know he's like the main character. Like, I'm pretty sure he'll survive it. It's just a matter of like how and what. Like, I know the way that it ends. The way that it ends is like on that computer screen or whatever.
You said you only saw the first 2 episodes.
The first 2 episodes.
Oh, the first 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, yeah.
All right.
But I mean, I'm really looking forward to it, man. Because I didn't expect it to be so violent and bloody.
Wait for it.
And that's like compelling. And also, I feel bad for him. Like, I mean, like, even the voice acting in it is like, you feel bad. Like, he's like, this man is like down on his luck, like beaten down a lot. by life, and like he's just not good enough. He knows he's not good enough. That's the thing. He knows he's not good, and yet he chose this profession as a hunter to do whatever.
I guess it's what he loves, bro.
Yeah, but
he loves being a hunter.
Yeah. So I guess let me get this straight. So there were dimensions or gates that opened up. We don't know how. Like in the first two episodes, anyway, it doesn't say how these gates opened up, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I missed anything.
No.
You didn't.
Will it reveal? It'll be revealed later, right? I'm pretty sure.
No, they still haven't revealed why the gates.
Really? Okay. All right. So it just happened.
It
happened. Then, there are monsters there, and the hunters they'll have 7 days until the monsters cross over and take over, unless the hunters go in and kill them all, and then the gates close after. Right?
Yeah, once they beat the final boss, the final boss in the gate closes.
Yeah, that's it's basically like a video game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But if the gate goes unattended for 7 days, then they start crossing over.
Right. Yeah. So
which is why they have to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So cool show. Can't wait to keep watching it. I mean, that's all I've learned so far. But I'm glad I took I think this is it's a very interesting plotline for sure. It's more in my lane of sense of monsters and just hunting monsters and all this.
You're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'll say this, stuff happens afterward.
Right. I mean, it's nothing. You only see the first 2 episodes. That's why I'm being quiet.
That was my biggest fear, is that nothing will happen after for 2 seasons.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. There are some anime that are like that. There are some anime where it's just they might have cool looking characters, a cool focal point, but for some reason everybody's just talking and nothing ever happens.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Vinland Saga.
There's Vinland Saga. I was watching this one called Guilty. It's based off of the video game Guilty Gear, and
oh, you watched it?
I'm watching it, and jeez, when a fight happens, yay. Because nothing happens in that show. It's like, what? It was almost a pain to watch. I haven't sat through an anime like that in a while. Whereas on the complete opposite of the spectrum, Frieren is a literal slice of life fantasy type thing. But even in them not really doing anything, we're gonna go get that hay over there. It's for some reason it's still entertaining as heck. I don't know how to explain it. And our friend Alcott, he suggested it, and didn't Big Swiss? He was telling us to watch it for a long time. Yeah, and Alcott's not the type of person at first glance that you would expect to watch something like Frieren and enjoy it, but. It's just this show is actually pretty dope.
I wonder if he's watched Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
Is he an anime head?
Okay. Yeah, he's in the anime chat.
More than you.
He is? Okay. Yeah, can I be added to the anime chat now?
Nah.
I'll wait till you finish
2 episodes.
Yeah, I was say you gotta finish the first 2 seasons and then you can join.
Damn. Okay.
It's not our call. That's Bill's call. That's Bill's chat.
To be honest, might have to really step it up a little bit more. But yeah, no, can't wait to finish that show.
You can finish the first season technically tonight if you really wanted to.
But let's talk about Blacklist. All right, so Raymond Reddington.
Alrighty, that's our episode of Those Indie Geeks. Go ahead and like and subscribe, comment.
You know you're not staying on the show. You know you're not signing us out. That's just race. Okay,
it's been great, everybody.
Well, actually, to be honest, talking about Raymond Reddington though, talking about James Spader and connecting it back. How do you think? Do you guys have any theories for what Vision Quest is going to be like, or what it's going to be about?
A Finding Himself Odyssey.
Do you think they're going to do that whole Vision's family thing, Jocasta and all that stuff?
I kind of hope they do. I want one, because I want the daughter Vivian to show up so that she can be a part of whatever they call Avengers. Champions.
Yeah, or Champions. Yeah.
They're going more of Champions than Young Avengers because they're all about to be grown. So
I think
this is literally what they said. They were like, we're going more
like
champions than Young Avengers because
Cute.
the only young Avenger would be the only young Avenger. What?
Wait, looking like
Kafka.
Oh,
from Kaiju.
Nah, he doesn't know what that is.
I know.
Whenever you watch Kaiju number 8, you'll understand that joke. But the only like young Avenger technically would be old girl from Daredevil, and she isn't even White Tiger yet.
Oh yeah. That is true.
So they can do champions, which still they were technically in high school, but like they can modify the story to make the champions more of like a young adult type
they could
thing. But that's why I would want Vision to have the family. No other reason. I don't.
I also want them to introduce. This ain't got nothing to do with Vision Quest, but I also want them to introduce Speed and Patriot.
Oh yeah, they're on the champions too, I believe.
Speed.
I think they're
Speed,
doing that.
Speed is Wanda's other son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why. Like I blanked. Yeah.
I think they're doing that with him. I think, but we've seen.
I think those.
He was.
I think
he was in Agatha all along. Yeah, stop trying to talk over people.
Yeah, but they haven't casted the character.
Bro, like, stop. Isn't this the podcast where we always talk about all over each other? Anyway,
that's true.
That's also, true. But we got Vision Quest, and then we have Wonderman too, and like those are the two. I mean, like it's still in production and all that. We got Ironheart coming out.
Do you guys think he's gonna have powers? Like they're making it look like he's not gonna. Like, why are they making it look this way? What are
I don't know, but I don't care. I like Yahya Abdul-Mateen, and he's a hero. Well, he's gonna be Wonder Man, so I'm like, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Well, if I want him to actually have Wonder Man powers, though, like I don't want this to be another like off-putting series where they don't focus in on the actual origin and or way that the character is. Like that was one of the reasons why they didn't lean completely in with She-Hulk, and I believe that's one of the reasons why that fell off, and just the writing was like that.
And it was expensive as crap.
It was expensive. Like, if you're gonna make an expensive show, that script needs to be top notch. And I feel like they didn't lean enough into what She-Hulk is, enough for us to be all like, okay, for everybody. Because I personally, like I said, there's things that I enjoyed about it, as far as it being like a sitcom type show. I love the chemistry between her and Bruce. And I could see that like on a movie, like on a bigger movie, on a bigger scale, like whenever they do World War Hulk, which is going to be crazy because now we got Sentry up in this. But, maybe we're going to finally see Sentry. The most violent thing, by the way, is Sentry ripping Ares in half, but in the comics. But
oh my god,
yeah, man, I don't know. Wonder Man is like one of those things where I'm just like, I just want them to not keep doing this whole subverting reality thing. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be, because it looks like he's a part. It looks like he's a part of that universe's Hollywood, and not necessarily real life Hollywood. So hopefully, it's not a subversion of like reality where, somehow he'll magically end up in the MCU, but he was actually in the real world. Huh? I know. That's what I said. I said that he's in he's not in that. He's in like their version of Hollywood.
No.
I'm saying I hope that it's not. I hope that it's not something where he's in the real world, and Trevor is actually the actual actor, and they're just playing characters, and then somehow he ends up in the MCU, and now Trevor is Trevor, and everybody, I don't want. Just give us a regular freaking story and bring in the character. Like, if you're gonna do it, or at least make it make sense. Like, I didn't need a Wonder Man show. I didn't need it, but he's a dope actor, so
for sure,
yeah,
he's gonna kill it.
And Destiny Daniel Cretton is directing him, so
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the fight scenes might be dope.
Facts. That's he's one of those actors where if he's in it, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that why you watched Aquaman?
I didn't watch the second one.
I watched Aquaman
He was
because of
in the
Amber
first
Heard.
one.
I know, but I'm saying I didn't.
Yeah.
I still never watched the second one.
Y'all didn't hear what I said, did I? Did
I
y'all?
did, and I
No.
said, ew.
I said I watched
didn't hear
Aquaman because of Amber Heard.
Ew.
shit. Ugh.
Pooped on the bed, bro. What are you doing out here, bro?
Anyway,
We don't
yeah,
poop on the
but
bed.
yeah. So I mean, like, oh, also, well, I also brought up Ironheart.
Ironheart's gonna be dope. I think
That-
Ironheart's gonna be dope.
Did
I
you
think it's gonna be
see
crazy.
that supposed leak trailer? Or
No.
no? Okay.
No.
I'm
So-
excited for, of course, Dominique Thorne coming back as Riri Williams and Anthony Ramos playing freaking
Cloak or
What's the-
that, or
what's-
not cloak.
Not close.
the Hood. There we go.
Hood.
Yep.
I couldn't think
I
of
was
his
like,
name.
it's another form of clothing.
Right.
It's the same
Team Jumper.
difference.
No, that's not it.
Tracksuit.
Dang, it's coming out in June, dude. There is no promo around this right now.
No.
No, because they had to promo Thunderbolts.
Right.
Nope.
But like it's June 24th. Like
They're,
okay.
they're
well,
doing it. They're doing it different this year, bro.
Yeah, they need to.
Marvel's
They really
is
need to
all
push
like-
it.
They're all like, nah, we're pushing it last possible second. This
Yeah,
year.
which doesn't make sense. Like I don't know. To me,
It
I was
does
just like,
for them. It does for them. Think about
You
every
gotta,
other.
you gotta think about it. This Ironheart and Wonder Man have been done for years at this point, so it's just been sitting. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't promote either of those shows at all, for real.
and just put them up.
Yeah, but the problem with Ironheart is it falls in the month between Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts, so it's just like they're gonna gear towards more marketing toward the movies than they are the shows.
So
So they're
Fantastic
not gonna
Four.
really. I don't see them
Fantastic
really.
Four, I feel
promoting
like
it.
they're going to concentrate on that a little bit more. Like you're saying, like, taking Thunderbolts out of the equation, but, like, because it's doing what it's doing and it's going to keep doing what it's doing. When Fantastic Four comes out, that's where all their attention is,
Mhm.
because it's got to go head to head with Superman.
yep.
and
Like,
Jurassic
and
World.
and nobody cares about Jurassic.
Yo,
They got
I-
a cult
bro,
following, bro.
the Jurassic movies make bread
They
every
do.
I'm
time.
not saying they
do.
don't, and that's just because people enjoy dinosaurs.
Right, literally. That's the only reason.
And we got Black Widow and Blade in the movie. I know, you're still upset about Blade. We're never getting a real Blade movie.
Y'all know that the original writer for Blade trilogy wants to write the new Blade series now.
No,
Blade movie?
Yeah, the Blade
No.
movie. Yeah.
We don't
No.
need him anymore. He did his job.
no.
He helped
He's
save
really
Marvel
solidifying
back
that
from
Wesley Snipes is the only Blade in the
No,
Marvel
he's
universe.
not. No, he's not. Bro looked like a bag of loose chicken when he came on set.
Damn,
He looked like a bag of loose chicken with a fade.
that's crazy.
When
That's
he came
crazy.
when he came on the screen, I was all like, they really got this dude to come up out the house and put
I
on
don't
that
understand
thing.
why they
I
gave
had
him
no
the flat
problem
top.
They gave him a flat top.
I'm like, why? Why? Just go bald. If you
He
don't got
barely-
hair, just go
He
bald.
barely had a flat top in
I have
the
a problem
old
with it.
movies.
What was the problem with it?
It
You're
looks
not
stupid.
black, bro.
He's
You're not
bald.
black. It's all good. You're not black.
He's bald.
Is he bald in
You don't
in
get
real
it.
life?
Yes.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, he chooses to be bald. He's not. He's balding.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, but the flat top didn't look off to me or anything like that.
It's because you're not
All
black. You don't get it.
Yeah, I was say, all right.
Ah.
I was saying,
It's-
you put any black
Yeah,
person in on that
that's-
scene, you'd be like, why
That's
you got that
why
piece on
everybody
his head?
was. That's why everybody was up in arms about Mr. Terrific's hairstyle, because
Oh.
we were all like, you could have given that Negro
The
any.
Uncle Frank?
He got the Uncle Frank.
No, I'm saying.
He got the Kwame from Captain Planet.
The Earth Planeteer?
The Earth Planet. With all powers combined,
I'm looking at pictures.
We're probably
I'm
gonna
looking
have
at
to edit
pictures
that
right
out.
Bro, I did a whole post on that. Like, why they got my man right here? They
Oh,
could have
wait.
gave him
Hold on.
a 10 fade.
I don't even realize that this is the same guy. Bro, this is
Yeah.
from
Dalton
Blacklist.
from First Class.
Well, yes, but also he's also in Blacklist.
Yes,
I know.
yes,
He's
he
a
is.
Blacklist.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna say anything because dang it came back.
I didn't connect the dots. I was like, wait, hold on.
I wasn't gonna say a word. I was like, yeah, he's been in other things like First Class.
And that's
I didn't realize, not gonna lie, I didn't realize that till like last week when I saw a trailer.
You didn't realize he was what's his face? You didn't realize he was
I didn't know he was Mr. Terrific.
What was that mutant's name?
Darwin.
Which they did him dirty. I knew the act.
They did.
Right. I didn't know he was the one playing Mr. Terrific. I just thought it was a different African black dude.
Nice.
I didn't know.
That was a different black guy. You're not doing well for this whole like, oh, we all look the same type energy.
Well, no, because the T on his face, the hair and the T on his face caught me off guard. I know that's a terrific costume, but the hair, I was just like, come on, why they gave my man Uncle Frank?
People complaining about that was really stupid too, because I was like, y'all really just complain about anything. That's literally
They're complaining about the T on his face.
Yeah, they're like, why has he got a tattoo of a T on his face?
Mr. Terrific.
Like, that's literally
that's his costume. What are you talking about?
It's the people that these are the people
you don't know Mr. Terrific?
You don't know who Mr. Terrific is?
No. That's what I said. I said those are the people who don't know who it is.
No, these are the people that Black Lion keeps talking about. These are the people that Black Lion now. He's on the extreme side of it, where he's all like, we should just kick all of these people who don't understand this stuff out. But like, well, not even that. He's like, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but like, he believes that there is this different sect of people who just don't read or they don't know anything about the character, but they're acting like, oh, this is so messed up. They'll go on Google and like look at one thing and be like, oh, this is so messed up. It's not the way that it's supposed to be. And they have all these like little things about characters that they know nothing about, and it's just dumb. It's dumb,
man.
It's dumb and toxic. And you don't even need to pick up a comic book, because that's his thing. I won't even tell you to pick up a comic. Do any kind of research. Yeah. Any kind of research at all on a character.
Do y'all
just look him up.
Do y'all listen to Comics Explained?
Yeah,
sometimes.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's a great resource.
He's awesome. Yeah,
he
narrates. Go there and listen to.
Yeah, he narrates it so well.
Yeah, him and Comic Historian used to do, like, before homie died.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the one who died. Got you.
Yep. Yeah, Comic Historian. He and they had a show. Well, he teamed up to do a show that they started releasing with another comic book person that they had filmed a bunch for, and he started putting them up on his YouTube. But Comic Historian, and Comics Explained are definitely a shortcut. Which even in the video they'll say like, you should take the time to read this, but if you don't have time and you want to just listen to these stories being explained to you, or just have it on in the background or whatever, that's what I usually do. If I don't know something about a different comic book character or whatever, like outside of looking it up, I'll go ahead and pop on one of those, because they'll go through like different story arcs, because it's a lot. There's a lot of different comics.
And I get it. Trying to get into the comics can be overwhelming when you don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot of stories, and they've been telling certain stories for a very long time. So I get that. But a quick Google search will save you a lot of heartache and frustration sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
I was watching what episode was I watching yesterday? Yeah, I was watching Comics Explains episode on how Dr. Doom, or like how Tony Stark became Dr. Doom. And like it was all like sciencey, not timey, but like there's just very interesting sciencey stuff that happened where Doom and Stark switched bodies, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that was like a very
kind of like how Doc Ock and Spider-Man did.
Yes, exactly. The Spectacular. No.
Superior.
Superior. There you go. Spider-Man. Yep.
Superior Spider-Man was dope, though. He didn't realize, that was the funniest part. That is always a funny story to me, when he didn't realize how strong Spider-Man was and how he's been taking it easy on them this entire time.
The entire time.
He's all like, I just punched this the Scorpion's jaw off. He can do this entire time. He's been going easy on it. That's just like one of those things. It's like
and just sit.
You just ponder, like, why am I doing that? It's like the villains in the Flash comics. They talk about that. I used to listen to what's their name, Fact and Fiend or whatever, and they were talking about how the Flash's villains are terrified of that man because he's just one of the most OP superheroes, and he's purposely going easy on them. Yeah. He's not even trying. He's letting them kind of do little things, and they can get away with certain things, but if they go overboard, you're done. Yeah. What are you doing against this man?
I don't even know like how I even came across that whole story, but like like all the criminals were playing a poker game, and like they were just talking about all this money, and then like this one guy, I don't know who it was, but basically he's like, yeah, like I stole all this money from Central City, and they're like, we gotta go now. Like we gotta get out of here. Like they're like, came here. They're like, what's the easiest? Yeah, they're like, what's the easiest? Or what's the toughest place to rob from, or whatever the case is? And they're like, the Metropolis, no. Gotham City, yeah, too easy. Like who's gonna really stop? Whatever, blah blah blah. And then comes to Central City, and they're just like, nah, Flash has got it. And he's just like, I already robbed them. Like I don't know what you're talking about. I got away easy. They're like, nope, we gotta get out. So that was funny. that was funny. Yeah,
because the Flash is like one of those superheroes where it's like his power set just like, why are you even gonna try to do anything? This man can make you just stop breathing within a quadrisecond of time. Like there's no escape either. Like you're not getting it.
If he had a little bit of darkness in his heart, it'd be a wrap for a lot of supervillains.
Oh yeah, Wally West and friggin' Barry Allen are like have to be two of the nicest dudes to have that amount of power. And that's the same argument with like Superman, and that's why like I think that's because of characters. And we won't get back into all that whole thing, but like the characterization of him being like a little farm boy, he has to be like you guys. These characters have to be that nice. Peter Parker can knock your head off your shoulders. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't. He chooses to save you from a falling car that got thrown in the air.
But like, I mean, then you see guys like Zoom or Reverse Flash, and you see like how
that's an extreme example because Reverse Flash, that's a different level of petty.
Yeah, no, he's the memes that come from Reverse Flash are hilarious. It was me, Barry.
I was the one that you were.
I was the one who did this. It was me.
Like I don't know who's pettier between Reverse Flash or like Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom's super petty.
Well, Doctor Doom is This
man has destroyed universes all because somebody said because another Doom said.
I would say Thanos, and here's the reason I would say Thanos. Thanos is stupid petty because there's this like regular kid,
regular dude he terrorizes every day on his birthday.
He's been messing with him since he was a baby.
Wait, why?
Just cause. I don't even remember if there was like a real good reason why, but he's just been hell for this kid till he was a grown man, and he does everything short of kill the dude. He just messes with him. He comes from the bowels of outer space just to mess with him and then leaves.
Every year on his birthday.
Every year on his birthday. He'll like be at the top of the stairs, right? Be almost at the bottom. Thanos will appear with like the time stone and just push him off the stairs and then go.
Are you sure this is not like a meme thing?
No, this is not a meme thing. This actually happens. Every year on this man's birthday.
Do we know why? We just don't know why.
I don't know why he does it. He's just that petty.
He's just a mad titan. That's crazy. No, yeah, I think Doom is pretty petty. I
see what you did there. I see what you did there.
What you did?
Rappers.
No, you.
What did I say?
The Mad Titan line? You just gonna throw that in there and act like ain't nobody gonna notice?
Oh, sorry, I just said it so casually. No,
so before he gets to his point, this has been a great episode.
Hold on, there was that one scene. Dude, y'all distracted me. There was that one thing where like Doom goes and like visits another universe, and he sees like he meets his alternate version, and like he's friends with Reed Richards and all of this stuff. Like he's given up the mask and all these things. And he just gets so mad that he comes back and destroys the universe just cause. Like he's just like,
oh, I can't wait.
Oh no, he insulted the suit. That's why.
Yeah, he insulted his finger lasers.
Yeah,
and he destroyed his universe. That's crazy. That's a whole nother level of pettiness. I'm just saying.
Doom is so petty. He didn't give back $200 to Luke Cage, and Luke Cage had to go all the way to Latveria to whoop his behind.
That's crazy.
Just because he wouldn't give him back $200.
I want to see how, like, with that pettiness and stuff, like, I feel like, I don't know, Robert Downey Jr. can really play that.
Oh, no, it's going to be fantastic.
Sure. It's going to be funny as hell.
Nobody's debating that. I don't think anybody debated the fact that he can pull this off. I think the thing was that it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Like, give somebody else a shot.
Yeah.
That's
right. And it's just like he's solidified as Iron Man, like that. He is Iron Man.
They were bringing him in as like they're trying to save the company again. And this is a topic for another time because we really do have to go. But like, genuinely, I feel like as if they're using this as almost like we need a last ditch effort of firing like. To kind of save the lull that the company's in. But I don't even think it needed all that, because the Thunderbolts proved that they didn't need all that.
It didn't. I think not only did the Thunderbolts prove that, but also had they actually done a specific character correctly, we wouldn't have needed that either, outside of his legal troubles. But if they would have actually done Kang correctly, we wouldn't have needed that either, because he was great on Loki. He was decent at first in Quantumania till the end, and then it was just like, well, what was the point of him?
What were you saying? What were you saying, Prodigal?
No, I think it was also like, again, like the lull that we talk about. Like it's basically a lot of people were speculating, but now it's basically confirmed that Feige was like stretched way too thin, and
for sure.
Had like
I love how they put out the article like nobody knew though.
Yeah, right. Well, people had to chase him. I think this is confirmation. I think people knew. It's just more like this is officially like, bro was like handling too many things on his own, and
all the fact that
they had to chase him down. The fact that they had to chase him down just to even have a conversation with him, that's crazy, And that all of that shouldn't be on one person. Creative direction shouldn't be on just one person, especially when it gets to the scale. They didn't scale up. They didn't scale, as fast as the movies did. Does that make sense? Like in terms of from a creative standpoint. From a creative standpoint.
We also got to factor in everything that was going on at that time.
Sure. Yeah. No, I get that. All
that stuff. Like everybody was scrambling. It won't just Marvel. Everybody was scrambling.
For sure.
And so it's just like on top of them trying to expand and do TV shows, on top of COVID during the TV shows and the movies, it's just like it was so much stuff that I'm sure he was pulled in so many different directions. It's just like, bro, what you want? What you expect?
Yeah.
With that said, Just Reyes, can you take us out?
And that has been another edition of Those Indie Geeks. Thank y'all for tapping in. If you made it this far in the episode, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, we enjoy doing this podcast. We see y'all tapping in. We appreciate the views. We appreciate the likes. We appreciate the new subscribers. Yeah, man. Keep tapping in. Share it with your peoples. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. And we out.